Welcome. You've got mail.
Thank you for installing your free disk.
This transmission is being electronically broadcasted from deep within the bowels of the Church of Orsemery.
This is Control, Alt, Throw Against Wall. Please welcome your hosts, the High Priest Chuck Roberts and the Patron Saint of Sarcasm, Punky Dillinger.
And there we go. Hey, guys.
Hello.
I'm Chuck.
And I am Dillinger.
And we are...
I had to remember for a second.
What are we, Joey?
We are Control, Alt, Throw Against Wall. It's already going terrible. We've only gone down from mediocre, which I didn't know was possible.
No, that probably just made people laugh, too. Made
God,
me
I
laugh.
hope so. It's afternoon time here. I don't know where these people are. Wherever you are, whenever you're watching this.
Oh, it is afternoon.
I hope you're all having a wonderful day. It's a little overcast here. It's nice. It's not bad. We had some storms run through Friday night. Did it ruin any of your plans? Because you went to a concert.
It didn't rain during the hours of the concert.
You went to Hot Topic. This music makes me want to upheaval concert.
What?
I've been working on that all weekend, just for this show.
No. Hot Topic sponsors the other ones.
Okay. This is Disney Presents?
Maybe.
Okay.
No, there wasn't enough bubblegum goth as it used
okay.
to be known. I don't know what it's called now.
Well, it was up on the hill by my work.
Oh, yeah.
So throughout the day I could watch the crowd gather because a lot of them blocked me in.
Yeah.
Where I park. Yeah, I know you heard because I sent you pictures.
I heard about that.
So, hopefully, I probably shouldn't make mention of it. Because... Anyways,
they're probably listeners.
By now. But people park stupid, and it got awful crowded down there, and people wandering in, and they all look like Mall Meadow kids. That Hot Topic-y.
Mall Meadow.
Mall Metal.
Oh, Mall Metal.
The Mall Meadow.
Well, I mean, Meadowy could be the same.
It couldn't even be remotely the same.
Well, it's like the Jimmy Buffett guys.
And again, the other half of the crowd, they all look like Jimmy Buffett fans. There was like straw hats and flip-flops and khakis. And I'm like, what is going on here? Are you guys going to the same show? Yeah, they were. It was a weird mixed bag of people that wandered by.
Yeah, I imagine that's just like the festival goers these days. I mean...
Oh, sure.
That's all...
It's summertime. That's what people do. They get together with friends. They go hit some festival.
All the big shows are
absolutely
all going festival to and I wonder how that really works, especially for bands like In This Moment who conveniently didn't show up to ours.
Right.
But like their shows are very dressy.
Okay.
I guess. I mean, there's a lot of outfit changes
sure.
for different songs, which seems to kind of become the norm for like...
It's like the fucking Oscars.
Like Raven Black does that, Wednesday 13. I mean, how Weird Al, like, how could Weird Al do a 45-minute set at a festival?
Weird Al's good at quick change.
He's got a lot of years of practice.
He's got lots of years of practice. And most of his shows are set up for, that theatrical in-between stuff. It's almost like a play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, like I see all all the festivals because like all the bigger bands are doing them, and like they're all just condensed down to like 45-minute sets, unless you're like
now.
The last
Lamb of God struck me as like the only one that was like a big one. I mean, Hailstorm. A lot of people like Hailstorm. Sure, in this moment, I guess would have been.
Well, hasn't Hailstorm won Grammys?
Probably. I don't. Again, it's not all my cup of tea.
Yeah,
like I've listened to Lamb of God, and We Came as Romans. They opened for that show that I hosted for the Carnival of Chaos years ago. For those out of town, Carnival Chaos was a local metal show with a lot of local bands, and then we'd have a couple nationals, one national at least.
Yeah,
weekend of camping and debauchery, and it was awful. Reflecting back upon it.
Well, you have good times, but
I had good times, yes, but at the same time, there was a lot of problems.
Yeah,
I had to go looking for Static X's cooler one year, and I made very good friends with the guys from Head PE. Love those guys.
Yeah, I did too.
Oh, they're so much fun. They always remember me. Oh, it's Radio Guy. Hey, Radio Guy. I'm Radio Guy.
You're not
That's
Radio
me.
Guy anymore.
Well, not anymore.
It's been a while since you've been Radio Guy.
Yeah. Funny story.
Oh.
Local radio station in town is looking for a co-host for a morning show. So guess who threw his name in the hat?
Me? No.
Yes. No, I did. Because why not? I took a shot. It was for FGR.
Yeah, you know.
Which...
Are they still the 80s, 90s, and now?
Right.
Or is it 80s, 90s?
I think it's 70s, 80s. That's the hits of the whatever it is. But still, that's...
Last century still?
That's still right in my wheelhouse. That's all stuff that I enjoy. I love the 80s. You kidding me? I'm a product of the 80s and 90s. And I worked there
local
before.
Music, what is it? It used to be, the Fox, the Brew.
101.3?
Yeah, they're something like Big 101.3 now, and they are all over the spectrum.
Well, it's like Q, 94.5.
Yeah.
Went in a weird
the Q
direction, which they do play. There's some interesting stuff that comes through.
They played Richie Valens and Not La Bamba
right
after Incubus.
Unheard of. That's unheard of.
No, you definitely wouldn't expect it.
I know, but no, I do like the style that they're rolling with. I've heard Violent Femmes on there and a bunch of others. Like, they're a lot of good music. I mean, the format's odd. Like, it's not one specific. I don't know. To me, it just seems like it's kind of all over the place. But I do enjoy some of the things they're putting out there.
Probably one of those things that the terrestrial radio just feels they have to do now.
Well, that's what
the audience.
Well, how else are you going to get them? Nobody wants to hear the same songs that they hear all the time. Unfortunately, that's what happens in radio. It's a lot of the stuff, but they don't play the other one hits or the B-sides or any of the other cool songs by these artists that are just amazing songs.
That continuously attracts me to Sirius
even
XM.
Even the one-hit wonders still have another hit somewhere that's decent. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And what we're going to talk about today, actually, there's a lot of bands that I wouldn't even have known about had it not been for reasons. I watched Super Mario Brothers yesterday.
Sweet.
And I loved it very much.
I loved it very much,
It was
too.
great. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I didn't even recognize Chris Pratt as Mario. I mean, I did and I didn't. Like, it was in and out, but, I mean, they did a really good job with, like, Jack Black. He disguised his voice fairly well with that grumbling. But still, Jack Black came through, of course.
Or did he just do it himself?
With the Peaches song. Yeah, and that's ridiculous, and how that became super popular. Like, he's performing at places, wearing his onesie, and I love Jack Black. He's so weird.
That beard, though.
Yeah, that beard's amazing.
Yes.
He is vocally, he's super talented. Like, he is amazingly talented. And he cracks me up. It's side note, he's amazing.
Part of me kind of wish they would have given Luigi a bigger role.
Sure.
But it was okay.
Charlie Day did good. Keegan-Michael Key is Toad.
Yeah.
And then
the Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen is Donkey Kong, and Cranky Kong was Fred Armisen, and there was a lot of good voice work. And then it was just, I don't know, it was well done. It was really funny. All the elements were there. Everything Nintendo encompassed as far as Mario was involved. Super Jumpman that he was sitting next to was a cool little cameo, and that's a big throwback.
Yeah.
He was playing Kid Icarus on a Nintendo before he goes into the Super Mario world. Yeah, that just everything about it. It was very, very, very well done.
Probably right about the right time.
I wouldn't mind owning that one. That's one I probably wouldn't mind owning. I rented it. You want to know for how much? $6.
Rented it.
That's a rental. That's $6. I'm going to beat that to death until people learn. Well, they already know. Amazon. That's all Amazon wants.
Maybe a rental.
Going back to concert stuff, what we were talking about, my oldest went to the Guar show, the after show.
Oh.
Andrew. It got covered in blood with his buddy. Yeah, I know. That's awesome. I'm glad he got to go and do that. So I've done it.
One of Pizza Mama's friends, she brought her high school age kids.
Oh.
I know they're in high school.
Sure.
I think. One might be 8th grade. I'm not sure. But the youngest one, female, broke her glasses in the mosh pit.
Oh, no. That sucks.
And a different band, the older one broke his nose.
Oh.
In the mosh pit.
Jiminy Christmas.
Yeah, it's like,
bad luck in mosh pits.
But you know what? They had the time of their lives.
Well, that's what's
They
important.
were crowd surfing. I haven't seen crowd surfing in a while.
I've done all those things back in the day.
I wouldn't trust anybody.
You gotta try it. You gotta live your life.
Yeah, absolutely.
At least once.
I saw Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
You said you're about to.
I'm gonna. I'm gonna.
You did the Applebee's.
Thanks, Applebee's. Right. I never thought I'd say in my life, but.
Yeah, like, it was good. I'm not going to spoil any things. It's. Honestly, aside from the couple of the stupid things that Crystal Skull had, I mostly liked that movie too.
Like Aliens,
like,
and
seriously,
The Fridge.
Like, if Last Crusade and friggin' Raiders aren't like, crazy, stupid, unbelievable shit, how is that any less believable than Aliens and friggin'...
All of it's fantasy fiction.
I mean, the Crystal Skulls are real. They came from somewhere. This gives one of the stories to it.
Sure.
But like this one, Dial of Destiny is... fucking Nazis, man. But man, Mads Mikkelsen plays a good Nazi.
Oh, I'm sure he does.
Like,
I mean, he's good. Mads Mikkelsen
not that I'm trying to endorse Nazis, but you know, like
he's an intense
have
actor.
Christoph Waltz, I think.
Christoph Waltz.
He's like the best Nazi portrayer of a
Nazi.
I've seen.
Yes. But,
and
Liam Neeson's did a good job.
Oh God, Schindler's List.
Right?
Fuck.
Like, it's a terrible subject matter. However, there are some people who portrayed those characters just so intense, and so evil.
Yeah, well, I mean, reasonably speaking, they were
right, but they just don't give them like a real human side to these characters. They're just good at being these bad, evil Nazi characters.
Well, say, I wonder how much shit the guy that portrayed Hitler in Last Crusade got.
Right.
Because
like somebody's looking at his resume, like, so I see here you played Hitler a couple times. Yeah,
but I didn't say anything.
I really sank myself into that role. Oh shoot,
all he does is look at the book and not understand. I mean, I'm just like you.
Can you yell random things in German? Yeah.
I don't even think.
Are you 5'5"? Right.
I don't think he said anything.
Right.
Well,
there's been a few actors who
just opens the book
Hitler.
and it's the Grail book, but doesn't just I'll sign it.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Okay, cool. Thanks.
I didn't realize that like just books of autographs were a thing that long ago.
Google, nobody's talking to you. Jesus Christ, my phone always does that. Oh, you talking to me? I'm not talking to you. Nobody's talking to me.
Are you talking to me, punk? You talking to me?
So, on the topic of movies, I guess we can segue into soundtracks. Soundtracks is our topic of conversation today. They've given me a lot in my life because I've been big on movies. Always big on movies. Always have been. I mean, weren't technically silent films all soundtrack or all score? I guess they'd be all score. Yeah. Soundtracks really 1930s. I think they came around, and a lot of them were mainly used for musicals. Musicals were technically early soundtracks because you'd get an album or something that would come out with various. Either they're doing a cover of a song or they're singing from the music from the musical, the cast. The cast
and a lot like at least was my childhood. You'd buy the official Broadway, whatever city, Broadway, New York, original cast recording.
Yeah.
So it's like they're just doing it on stage or the film recordings too, because I had West Side Story.
Well, there are some that will record for a soundtrack, separate. It's not just the stage stuff. Like they'll go and the cast will record.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Oh.
And usually, and a lot of those are either covers of a popular song in some of them, or
it's hard to sing and dance at the
one
same
of my
time.
my first one was the Muppet movie. That was my first soundtrack on vinyl.
Aww.
Yeah, it is a soundtrack.
Did it at least start off with
any of the Muppet movies?
Start off with the Rainbow Connection.
Yeah.
Least? Okay.
Of course it does.
Well,
it's the Muppets.
I know. I mean,
it's 1970s Muppets, man. What was yours?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Was it?
Yep.
Did you? Was it cassette?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Because it had the Turtle Power song.
Yeah. I had the Orange Nickelodeon, the Ren and Stimpy one.
Ooh.
That came out in the 90s.
I
was an adult.
Pretty solid into the Ninja Turtles. I even bought their Broadway album.
Oh, that the live coming out of their shell tour, 94 or 92, whatever that was. Oh, real quick, we're smoking this stuff from Knox, Noxx. That's Knox. That's a local place here in Michigan. I don't know if they're nationwide or not, but this is, what is this called? Tangerine MO. It's just a bunch of tangerine.
Oh.
Which smells like a skunk's ass.
This is tropical mango flavored juice.
That's nice. But that's what we're smoking in a green apple paper here. Something from Knox. Sorry. I like them. They got really good deals and really good stuff. But going back.
Yeah.
I remember
accidentally buying the score to Independence Day.
Thinking it was a soundtrack?
Thinking I was buying a soundtrack.
Right. I've done that before.
That's before I realized that just because a song is in the movie doesn't necessarily mean it's on the soundtrack.
No.
Even though you would think it should.
Well, that's the nice part about like YouTube Music and stuff now, where you can just, you can find the original soundtrack, and usually there's a playlist by a community or someone who has compiled all this stuff that was in the movie, just on their own. You know what I mean?
Nerds.
I fucking love nerds. They're our bread and butter. Come on, man. They're one of us. One of us. But yeah, thank God for these people who compiled that shit. Again, there are bands and artists and people who have collaborated together I wouldn't even thought of or heard about if it wasn't for soundtracks. I think I've bought more soundtracks than I have actual albums from artists. That make sense?
Yeah, kind of.
Like, I think if someone was to hire me as, like, the music guy for a movie, like, hey, I need you to pick some great songs for what's happening here. Oh, man.
Yeah, that was you at my door.
That was me at you. Oh, you just getting that message?
Well, no, I just got the ring notification.
Oh, yeah, I'm here.
I checked it.
How's it going?
I want to pull up that little list over here if I can, too. Because that's a big-ass list.
It is a big-ass list. I mean, we're going to touch on as much. Look, I looked online at some of the, 100 greatest soundtracks or the 50 greatest soundtracks. They were pretty good. But there's a lot of really good soundtracks out there that aren't even making people's radar from like indie films or just other weird stuff. You know what I mean? Fuck, I mentioned the Muppets. Mystery Science Theater 3000 has
Jesus
a soundtrack.
Christ, that's like almost 2 pages.
See, I didn't take a picture of the final. There was about 2 pages.
Oh, I'm just looking at the ones you sent me.
Yeah, no, it's the same thing. I'm looking at the ones I sent you.
Oh.
So.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
So there's more.
Oh, dear.
But I didn't get them all. But I kind of included a couple series that have been streaming. Not television ones, because there really hasn't been many television stuff. I would like to do a show on theme songs. And I didn't include animated features. Okay, there might be 2 adult animated features, like Metalocalypse. You know what I mean? Stupid ones. But
I'm just looking at this list.
Okay.
Like, where can I cut you off and debate?
It's hard. You can't.
Well,
as far as what's a soundtrack? Or...
Well...
Because, again, a lot of these have multitude of songs that are either on other soundtracks.
No, I know, but in this list, looks like it's Twilight. Horrible. I know nothing about that.
See,
and I know this is in no particular order.
But it's got good stuff on it.
You know, no, it is not. 8 Mile, which was a pretty solid soundtrack.
I had my
Rhapsody.
I had my research team.
Is it fair to
list
that as a soundtrack when every single song is just a re-release of the songs they've already recorded?
Well, the same with that Elton John movie. Same with that Bowie.
The one with Taron?
Yeah.
I disagree.
Why?
Because that's Taron singing.
Oh, so then that would be like musical soundtrack.
Yeah, more sort of.
Okay.
But it still count.
And see, this is what we had this discussion with my research team.
You know, but like Bohemian Rhapsody, like that's just all regular Queen tracks that were previously recorded with Freddie's voice.
And that's fair. And see, my updated version, it had some notes. I had notes, like Blues Brothers. Absolutely. It's amazing. And it was done by not only the cast members, but also, Aretha Franklin, you got Ray Charles and stuff, and you got,
still play those characters today?
Yeah, sure. But not Blues Brothers 2000, because that movie was garbage. So I'm boycotting that one. Again, this is opinion-based. This is you and I talking. And whatever our audience takes to heart, hopefully they don't fully listen to me all the time.
Jim Belushi's a blues brother now.
See,
and he has a pot farm in Oregon. That I think.
Does he?
I know.
According to Jim. According to Jim, he's got a pot farm.
No, I forget what it's actually called. But when I stopped watching it because shit happened.
Sure.
He's in a bind and wants to use the Blues Brothers name to sell product. And Dan Aykroyd's like, well, if you do this, we're gonna send him on a mission. And Yeah.
Okay.
Then I stopped watching because I had stuff I had to do.
Right. Dan Aykroyd's in it, though?
For a little bit.
Okay. Interesting. Well, now I'm curious because I love Dan Aykroyd. There's nothing Dan Aykroyd
loves his pot, evidently.
Hey, I know he loves his vodka. He's been smoking weed probably since early 1970s or 60s. He's been
because that vodka is fucking expensive. It's like $100.
His vodka?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The Crystal Head.
Well, yeah. It comes in a crystal head.
Oh,
come on.
And it's purified by diamonds.
Oh, not by weird science or magic. So you really got to cash in on that Ghostbusters thing. But I guess a crystal head would be.
I didn't realize like how invested in that stuff he is.
Really?
In the paranormal shit.
He was dude. Well, he goes full in like House of Blues.
No, but like
paranormal.
But he was talking about Ghostbusters were like they were memories.
Right. Ghostbusters is on my list. 1 and 2.
Yeah. Not just Ray Parker.
Not just Ray Parker. Mick Smiley had that song.
Ray Parker Jr., wasn't it?
Ray Parker Jr. Mick Smiley had that song on there, that magic, I believe it's magic. You know what I'm talking about? When all the ghosts get released.
Oh, the giant explosion coming out of
the song takes at least 2 minutes to get to the good part. The first half of it's kind of garbage, but still. And the second one, of course, when they had, what was it? Gladys Knight marching Statue of Liberty down the street. Yeah. To Your Love Is Lifting Me Higher. Wonderful scene. And then some other oldies were sprinkled in there, of course. Kind of like Forrest Gump.
What was the 80s?
Sleeping in Seattle. A lot of those romantic comedies did a lot of...
You've Got Mail?
You've Got Mail. A lot of oldies. You'd always get a lot of oldies in this stuff. James Gunn kind of took all that to another level, and so did Tarantino. Tarantino's movies gave me a lot to research because he was finding some deep cuts of some stuff and some other things, also popular at the time. But that Death Proof soundtrack,
Pulp Fiction,
the band Smith, so bluesy and fucking,
I think that
you feel it in your spine.
Pulp Fiction really turned me on to what older classic rock.
Not popular.
And that was mainly because I could have sworn I heard Hits from the Bong starting. And it's Son of the Preacher Man.
Yep.
And I'm like, wait, what? What is this? This still hits.
Yeah. And when you were young, my flamingo. And when you were young, it's not a metaphor. My flamingo fell. When you're young, you didn't realize it for some, like my mom raised me listening to music. She just raised me listening to music and appreciating music. And then when you hear things as you get older, that other bands, you're like, hey, I know that song. Somebody else did that song. Nina Simone has a version of a fucking song that Foreigner covered.
Oh.
Which is bizarre to me. But, I hear that all the time. I'll be listening to something. I'm like, wait a minute. That's such and such. Anyways. So Tarantino movies were great for that. James Gunn has a knack of pulling out some good stuff and putting it together. Right when you need it.
And can, meld the soundtrack to his will.
Right. See, the third one, I looked up the third
He wants you to friggin', just about tear up.
Sure. Yeah. At just the right time. Oh, no. Like when Yondu died in the Guardians.
Yep.
Which I'm sure everybody's caught up by now, so I'm not spoiling shit.
I hope not. That was how many years ago?
Yeah, get your poop in a group here.
Wasn't that phase 3?
I don't even know what phase we're on now.
I think we're at 5. Maybe we're at 4.
4 was the TV stuff?
Yep. WandaVision started
with 4. Okay. All right. I thought it was going to be more movie-based. 4, 5. I didn't know they were including.
Well,
never mind.
I know.
It did fill some gaps. Okay. We're getting off track.
No, not really.
Should we...
James Gunn.
Should we, just kind of tackle some of the big ones?
Yeah.
Well, I guess for our generation, the big ones, it would be people in their, 30s, 40s, I guess, that got to experience, the Spawn soundtrack. That's always my go-to when I'm like, Spawn tracks are rad. The Spawn soundtrack had a bunch of weird stuff mashed together.
Yeah.
Judgment Night
had
the same thing.
It was all metal and rap.
Right. And, it was
like, shit, did Ice-T get this whole thing?
The Spawn soundtrack was like metal and techno.
Yeah.
And then Judgment Night was metal and rap. which was great because what is body count with like some indie artists?
I don't know. I think that most of the Ice-T's tracks are actually credited as Ice-T.
Well, they're like
not his body count, but I mean it's the same.
Booyah Tribe and Faith No More and just such a good mix. Teenage Fan Club was on it with De La Soul, De La Soul and Teenage Fan Club.
Biohazard is on it.
Biohazard's on there. Yeah, no, there's all kinds of good stuff on that one. Because the movie had Dennis Leary. Or like in the wrong part of town, something like that. Like an RV breaks down the wrong side of town, and
and Dennis Leary was like the real bad guy. Which is great. Which he kind of does.
Was he the bad guy?
Anyway. Dennis Leary, yeah.
I couldn't remember if he was bad guy or a guy.
He's one of the bad guys
in the RV. Who else was in that? I can't even think. Now I have to look up who else was in that goddamn movie.
I can do that.
Well, I'm sure you can. Let me move on while you do that. Back to the Spawn soundtrack. Which had the likes of Marilyn Manson, Slipknot, with like Roni Size. What's another? Man, I can't even think of half the electronic. I was just listening to this on Friday as we were compiling this list too, because there was a few that kind of went together, like Lost Highway.
Okay, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay, this is actually just a description of the movie.
Oh, okay.
New father Frank, Emilio Estevez. Departs for a night out, joining friends Mike, Cuba Gooding Jr., and Ray, Jeremy Piven.
Holy crap.
As they head to a boxing match. At the last minute, they are joined by John, Stephen Dorff.
Okay.
Frank's brother.
Okay.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Stuck in gridlock traffic, the guys take a shortcut that gets them lost. In a very dangerous neighborhood, they witness a murder by a gang leader called Fallon, Dennis Leary.
Okay.
They flee, but Fallon now wants them to be hunted down and eliminated.
Of course. Okay. That's dope. I totally forgot how great that movie was. Yeah, that was a good one.
No, I don't want to buy it, Amazon.
Along the same theme of like Spawn, Lost Highway was another one. Yeah, he had some Nine Inch Nails and some other, that was a weird movie. Bill Pullman?
Yes.
Yeah. President Bill Pullman? My favorite.
Whitmore. President Whitmore.
My very favorite president ever. What was it? Oh, The Crow soundtrack gave us a lot of good stuff. I mean, that was that was my formative years of music. That's when I was.
We gained a lot of goth.
So much goth. So much goth industrial and The Cure. There's so much good stuff on there.
Then all of a sudden they arose around us.
Crow 2 soundtrack wasn't bad. Crow 2 soundtrack was still good.
City of Angels?
Yeah, City of Angels. That one was.
Which Crow guy was that?
Are
they all Eric Draven?
No, only the first one's Eric Draven.
In a series.
Second one?
In a series.
It's somebody else. What series?
The Crow, the series.
Oh, that's right.
That I think had Chef America guy.
Mark Dacascos.
Yeah.
That was very short-lived.
Season or 2 maybe.
Wow. I tell you, Mark Dacascos showed up in a lot of weird B-rate movies doing kung fu stuff. He's not bad at it.
No.
I mean, he's really good. He's trained.
He's a cool Iron Chef America.
He's just not the best actor.
Actually, no. I think he was the commissioner or whatever.
Yeah.
That's so fun.
He's like, I'll fight. He just stand there and do that. I'm trying to find out. Lost Boys, along the same realm of that gothy, and then you get the sexy sax in the middle. I still believe. What the fuck is that guy's name again?
But you constantly have that Cry Little Sister going on.
Cry Little Sister. There's a few different versions of that out there that I've heard.
Yeah, there's some
of them aren't
more
too bad.
Modern.
There's some little darker ones. There's some, yeah.
Well, it should be. It's a dark song.
It is.
It's not like Third Eye Blind that makes you want to. I suppose a really sad story, and it's like
my research
list
is just crazy from the other day. Oh my god, I looked up so many things the other day. Where is he?
What bands do you think got popular because of a soundtrack?
Oh, Tim Capello. That's a guy's name. That saxophone guy.
Oh.
Tim Capello. Yeah, the I Still Believe guy who wore the big chain and the saxophone. He goes on tour.
He was just.
I know, and I was really excited about it, and I really wanted to go. I'm like, oh, this has got to be a spectacle. And at least an experience, to say the least. But bad planning on my part. Either way, I didn't get a chance to go, so that would have been cool to see.
Right.
Heavy metal. Again, It's animated, but there's a lot of rockin' hits.
The original, not 2000.
See, now 2000 wasn't terrible either. It had a lot more Hagar, or no, first one had Hagar, Sammy Hagar. Fuck.
Sammy Hagar is metal.
There was some more, well, it's not metal, but it was more like rock, heavy rock, I guess, based. Heavy metal is more.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, usually I think of something that had to be something similar to Van Halen.
Right.
You know, like.
Right.
They knew what sound they were looking for as a band, and they wouldn't have picked him if he's, you know.
And I was thinking about,
which is weird because of Dio.
Yeah, because right. The heavy metal soundtrack. What is this? Where are you? Oh, this is YouTube. It had the original one had Black Sabbath, Blue Oyster Cult, Cheap Trick, Devo, Donald Fagen, Don Felder, Grand Funk Railroad, Sammy Hagar, Journey, Nazareth, Stevie Nicks, Riggs. There's a bomb in my toilet, Riggs. And Trust? I don't know that one. Either way, it's more heavy rock. And then heavy metal.
Speaking
2000.
of that, Lethal Weapon had a decent soundtrack, didn't it?
Lethal Weapon did? Get out of here. No, I think you're lying. Oh, yeah, Pantera, Green Iron Fist, Missing MDF, MK, Full Devil Jacket, Apartment 26, and so on. Yeah.
Wait, what did you just say? Is that KMFDM backwards?
Yes.
Because I know they did that for, what was it, like a stupid rights thing?
Well, I can't remember what it was for, but you came across really quiet on that, by the way. I could even tell sitting here that you backed up. You made it weird.
Well, I feel like my allergies kicked in from that joint.
Oh.
I feel like I'm sniffling too much.
You're allergic to joints.
You're allergic to lavender.
I'm allergic to what? Lavender? Well, yeah, that's not ridiculous.
I was allergic to the joint.
Oh.
Okay. I mean, maybe I don't like papers. I don't know.
No, it's got the instrumental. This is not telling me. Oh, goddamn, they did not have Disturbed on there. Get out of here. New metal rate. Oh, yuck. Okay, never mind.
New metal?
No, I regret looking now. Okay.
I'm coming back to your list now because my list obviously is
Demon Knight. Not so much Bordello of Blood. Tales from the Crypt, Demon Knight.
Oh, Hackers.
That was good. Hackers, of course. That was a very formative part of my electronica years. I mean, that was all Chemical Brothers, Prodigy, Fatboy Slim. And
I always just like fantasized that downloading a file from the internet was like that.
Right.
No.
You always had it in your head like you're hacking the Gibson when you're typing in your password.
And just like realistically, like you're hooking your laptop up to a payphone. What?
Yeah. No, you got to use.
You couldn't do that.
You got to hit a certain tone. You got to use your.
No, like that part. You
got to bring your modem with you.
Yeah.
It's just.
And modems weren't always small back then.
No, but hey.
And laptops most of the time didn't have them in.
Again, you're not going to hack a Gibson if you're not, So okay, well let's talk the 90s then, because a lot of these are 90s. A lot of them.
Oh yeah.
Tank Girl. Awesome soundtrack. Likes of Devo.
Oh, you didn't answer my question.
What's my question?
Do you have anyone or any of the bands you know got famous off?
From a soundtrack? I mean,
I can think of one.
What?
Honestly, Cardigans.
Oh, because of Romeo and Juliet?
Yeah, that was a good soundtrack.
Oh yeah,
that was a good
Butthole
movie,
Surfers on it. A lot of people probably wouldn't have known Butthole Surfers either, but they were big in the 90s. And when that movie came out, they put them on there. And then Garbage was on it.
Right.
Memory is not serving. I guess his marijuana works.
Good. Excellent.
Gone in 60 Seconds. But see, a lot of these, again, they have throwback songs, too. It's just a bunch of classic rock stuff. Or just some kind of exciting techno something.
Right. No, Detroit Rock City. That was a good movie.
Detroit Rock City was good. Again, a lot of classic rock. Trainspotting, that was an awesome soundtrack.
That was such a fucked up movie.
That is a fucked up Baby on the Ceiling and just swimming in a toilet. All of it got weird. And that's our Obi-Wan Kenobi, ladies and gentlemen. So, if you haven't seen that one, look it up.
Maybe you need some good psychedelics to get to that point to just
yourself away. Watched that on psychedelics. It is a wild movie, and it is just
no thanks.
It's haunting, like Requiem for a Dream. Also, right? It's got good music, and that whole the Laterna Eterna Lux Eterna.
That's a Metallica song.
What?
Lux Eterna?
What is the name? Well, now I'm disappointed. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Now I'm just... where is it? Requiem.
Oh, Fight Club. Yeah, I think you said that. Right?
Fight Club is a good one. Absolutely a good one.
God.
What is that song called?
Yeah, Wayne's World, of course.
I'm on it. Wayne's World and Wayne's World 2.
Yeah.
Lux Eterna. Yeah. That's a song from Requiem from a Dream. That's used on, like, those commercials for jewelry. Give her the gift of gold.
Oh.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? Oh, yeah. You know what? I don't know. Is this against the rules? Can I do this?
I don't know. Do we have enough?
What?
I don't think we have enough listeners.
Am I going to be in trouble for this?
I don't know.
Okay, we'll find out soon enough. This one. At De Beers, we believe in diamonds. Yeah. You know what I mean?
The marijuana works.
Okay, good. Yeah, that is an equally as fucked up movie. SLC Punk. That's got a lot of good punk rock on it. If you like punk rock.
I don't. Well, I'm sorry. It never sounds like it's mixed well.
It's okay. I don't like the garbage you listened to this weekend either, so we're even.
I watched.
It's fine.
I watched.
Singles. Singles is a great movie about the Seattle scene. Dating in the Seattle scene in the 90s. Eddie Vedder plays a drummer at one point, but it's got... oh my gosh, who's it got? It's got 2 songs from Pearl Jam. It's got some Chris Cornell. I think it has a Soundgarden song, but it's got Chris Cornell and some other ones. Screaming Trees, which is amazing.
I see this list on here, and I see Transformers, and I'm thinking you got to be thinking of the 1986 cartoon, right?
No. Hear me out. I know. It involves Michael Bay, and I hate to bring this up.
Next, you'll start renting shit on Amazon.
That's the next obvious step from me. No. Here it is. The soundtrack for
you
Transformer.
Wrote this before you rented Mario Brothers, didn't you?
This isn't all my writing, and yes. Research team. So, the original Transformers movie that came out had a really good soundtrack to it.
Yes, it did.
So, I'm not going to execute it from this list just because Shia LaBeouf and everything else and Michael Bay and Childhood Dreams and all that. So
you're caught in a bear trap.
No, go. Come on. You can only hear that so much through a goddamn movie. Move, go. Stop it. You're Shia LaBeoufing. Okay. You will notice that Miami Vice is on this list.
As it should be.
Right. Jan Hammer, got Harold Faltermeyer, Glenn Fry did some hits on the soundtrack.
I mean, like, even just the pilot.
Right.
Has In the Air. Like,
yeah.
Phil Collins. They took it and made an entire music video of driving.
Yeah. In a Ferrari.
Yeah. Like, and all you see is Don
down
in
cocaine
the mirror,
smugglers.
or the rear view mirror.
That's it.
That's the only spot.
Just driving, man.
It's just like his eyes.
Going to get some bad guys without wearing socks. It just seems uncomfortable to run around in like boat shoes, no socks all day. Like your feet all sweaty and you got to chase down some Colombian drug dealer who came over with a cartel on a yacht from Cuba. Smuggler's Blues. And Glenn Fry. It's on the soundtrack. Thank you for that. Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion. I think that's mainly a bunch of 80s stuff. 80s, 90s.
Probably. I don't even watched it.
Okay, let's talk about the 80s for a second. We might as well just... The 80s gave us Rock and Roll High School. Had a lot of the Ramones on it. Pretty in Pink.
John Hughes.
Anything John Hughes. Yeah, Breakfast Club. Ferris Bueller.
Yeah.
Other ones.
St. Elmo's Fire.
St. Elmo's Fire.
Was that Hughes? I know it's also a Brat Pack.
But either way, yeah, Brat Pack. Even that like One Crazy Summer had some decent ones.
Fuck, St. Elmo's Fire. The song is so...
right.
And you're still kind of like, well, it's like the song at the end of Breakfast Club. I don't know why I'm...
Don't you forget about me. Where he just punches in the air. Yeah. Show how tough he is.
And then the next time you see Judd Nelson is like...
He's chasing down James Silent Bob. That's the last time I saw him. I just remember he was like that sheriff when they were at the diner with the monkey.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was a little more popular.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High. But I guess that kind of goes back. That's more 70s? 80s. No, that's 80s. Fast Time at Ridgemont High was 80s.
Sean Penn?
But it was about the 70s. Yeah.
Really? I thought it was like set current time. I mean, early 80s.
Late 70s? Early 80s. Okay, you look that part up. You look that one. Because there's some other ones included in this.
All right.
Okay, well, we're getting in the 80s. The Big Chill. My mom told me I got to add that one because it is. She used to play that a lot for me. Again, the woman who taught me about soundtracks. 82. Okay. Not really 80s. American Graffiti.
Yeah, that's kind of legend, though.
Well, right. I mean, that's all great. Like 50s music. Period piece, as it were. I thought I had another 80s one in here. Oh, well, this one's, well, I don't know if it was from the 80s. The Great Rock and Roll Swindle. One of my favorite movies of all time. It's about the Sex Pistols.
Oh.
I have it on video cassette. It's
video cassette.
Kind of a documentary, but mainly it's a movie. It's got animated bits and a lot of music, and it's fucking weird and punk rock, and it's awesome.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, I don't even know how else to describe it. It's one of my favorite things. I still listen to the music off it all the time. Have for years.
Do you watch it in digital format anywhere?
I have watched it. Yeah, I think I found it on Amazon. I think it might be on Amazon. It's somewhere out there. It is. I love it. It kind of explains the story of like they set out to make $1 million, and then that was it, and they caused chaos in between, and they did that, and then it just kind of all went to shambles. So, but it's told from their manager guy, that little sleazoid. Anyways,
did they make their $1 million?
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, hand over fist. And then I mean, Sid, I think, just mainly spent it on heroin, but Ghost in the Shell, the new movie, which I guess could reflect the old anime, because a lot of the music's still similar. But again, if I was going to count that, I would also say Cowboy Bebop. So again, we might have to redact those two and then put them in another episode of like when we talk about like theme songs, I guess, or animated stuff, because animated stuff's got... Because Rick and Morty's got some music to it, too. That's not just Rick and Morty saying something stupid.
They brought us back Szechuan sauce.
They sure did. Saturday Night Fever. Yeah, John Travolta.
Yeah.
Fuck Grease, I guess, at that point. Because that has sound. I own that soundtrack. Still got it on vinyl. It's at my mom's house.
I just absolutely love watching a celebrated actor now that doing the dancing that.
Oh, yeah.
Did it happen with Grace Lightning?
Oh, yeah. But even in, like, Pulp Fiction, the dancing in that and everything else. And look at him now. He's doing those commercials of dudes from Scrubs.
Yeah.
Hawking Insurance or something.
He also did that movie recently where he played Gotti, and I couldn't see it.
I don't.
I'm like, no, you look nothing like Gotti.
Okay.
You're just a...
You're
just a mobster, John Travolta. Like,
right.
You know, you're not believable.
Nope. We're moving to the 90s, I guess. We're kind of sliding into the 90s. House of a Thousand Corpses. I guess that was more 2000s, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Romeo and Juliet. That was 90s. Silence of the Lambs was 90s. Fight Club. Clueless. Private Parts.
So I Married an Axe.
They had a good mix. So I Married an Axe Murderer is definitely a 90s movie. That had some good stuff on it. They had not the Bay City Rollers. They had Ned's Atomic Dustbin doing the Bay City Rollers. Batman, 89, The Bat Dance.
Yeah.
Come on. That was such a good... That was just... And it was hard to find for the longest time. Like, I couldn't find it on YouTube Music or anywhere else. Like, it was really hard to find.
Yeah, but I remember that being on the soundtrack we had.
It was.
I think we had it on vinyl.
Oh, yeah, I had it on vinyl. Absolutely. Because I had Star Wars on vinyl. I still have Star Wars on vinyl. But, again, that's for another show. Good Morning Vietnam. This is your basic rock of, like, the 70s.
Yeah.
Or what, no, 60s?
What was
Vietnam?
70s?
60s? Was it 70s?
Well, wait. Yeah, it was Nixon. Nixon was...
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hold on.
Wait.
Let's talk about Kenny Loggins for a second. While we're still around the 80s and 90s, I guess, because Kenny Loggins contributed a lot to soundtracks. Like Footloose, Caddyshack, Top Gun. What was the other one? Shit.
Those are the three I was thinking of.
Well, those are the three big ones.
Is there a fourth?
I discovered something else. Either way, Kenny Loggins was...
Do you have anything on Days of Thunder?
But even still, like, even prior to that, like, even in the 70s, I think Kenny Loggins had some stuff that was out on sound. Like, he was big on soundtracks. Like, he was used for a lot of them.
Well, I mean, look at the scores. There's only so many that people go to. Maybe John Williams. What's his name? From Oingo Boingo. Danny Elfman. There's another one. I'm sure there's others.
There is another one. There's Danny Elfman, John Williams. Man, what was the other one? Oh, our listeners are going to hang us for this. Well, maybe they'll know.
Well, we just...
Karate Kid soundtrack. You're the best around. Right. Dirty Dancing. You could recreate the lift at home if you wanted to from Dirty Dancing. She's Like the Wind. Patrick Swayze singing his heart out.
Yeah.
About the wind in his tree. Totally not a metaphor. Totally. That had some good hits on it, though.
Yeah.
Every woman loves that movie.
See, that just gets me
and the
spun
soundtrack.
into like the actors that decided to record a song or two.
Oh, we could probably do a whole thing on that, I'm sure.
And I think of Bruno.
Or even that went backward, like even Childish Gambino. You know what I mean? Actor to rapper.
Didn't he go back? He goes back and forth.
Rapper to actor. I don't know which way he went.
Probably he's good at both.
The Bodyguard. Whitney. Right? Titanic.
I'm not singing that one.
No, you're not going to hit the Celine notes on this one? No?
Whitney, I can deal with that.
And Forrest Gump did have some good stuff. That kind of spanned times. You know what I mean? Kind of went through the decades, as it would.
And still have you not really knowing what time it is at the end.
Right. The Saint with Val Kilmer, which was a movie based on the TV series The Saint. It was like a spy, master of disguise.
So he was a spy twice?
Orbital did the soundtrack for it. Got a lot of Orbital on that, actually. Kind of like the X-Files. X-Files, Fight for the Future. Fight for the Future? What was it? There was an X-Files soundtrack that came out that had Foo Fighters, Orbital, Sarah McLachlan, a really dark Sarah McLachlan song, which is weird. It's really good. And then, shit. It had a few other things.
Did you just say a really dark Sarah McLachlan song?
I did.
They're all pretty dark.
No, not like the sad one, like about the dogs and stuff.
Yeah, I can't listen to that.
I know. It's my god. They hit you with that in movie theaters. They're like, here, watch this before you enjoy a film.
Well,
Are you killing me?
And
Stop
then sometimes I get it confused with the Idia because it's her voice.
Right.
And it's like it's a slow Sarah McLachlan song. Like, shit.
Here it comes. Here come the waterworks.
Yep. And I drive.
Kevin Smith does a good job with soundtracks. Clerks 2 is great. Jane Silent Bob Strike Back. All these fantastic soundtracks. Zack and Mary,
Reboot was pretty solid too.
Yeah, no, that was pretty solid. A lot of throwbacks, a lot of heartfelt stuff. It was nice. Clerks 3, I can't even talk about it. It's so sad. It's sad. It hurts me. It's like closing the book on a chapter. I don't like it. It hit me in too many feels that I didn't know I should or did have. Still left in my body. It's a beautiful movie. You should watch it.
I have.
Okay. The Craft. It's got that Morrissey track on it.
More gothy girls.
More gothy stuff. What about Practical Magic? Did that have a good soundtrack with Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman? Probably not. Donnie Darko.
Where'd that come from?
What?
Just magic stuff?
90s. Well, also 90s dark movies. You know what I mean?
No, we don't
that
jump
definitely
around all
falls
the time
under
anyway,
that.
So.
But that had a bunch of cool stuff on it. that I can't remember half of. What else on my list? I got a bunch of stuff. I covered most of this front page.
Huh.
Yeah? Did I? Ooh.
Yeah.
I said Clueless. That's got just a variety of like weird 80s and 90s stuff. Hardcore Henry. All right, well, I'll get into some newer stuff.
I purposely didn't watch that.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, because of the first person? No, I get that.
Which is weird, because, like, and I'm willing to give it a shot now, because I've played with a VR.
With VR, maybe it would be easier.
I don't want to watch it in VR, but
despite the movie, the soundtrack is great. Some weird Russian stuff on there. Like, What We Do in the Shadows introduced me to some very interesting stuff, like Norma...
Movie or...
Norma Taranga. The movie. The Taika movie, yeah. That had some weird Romanian stuff and some other stuff on it.
He still has, like, executive producer credit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. He popped up on the series at one point.
Oh.
Like twice, maybe. A couple of them did.
Oh.
So, yeah, no, it's...
In character?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, yeah, they're vampires, of course.
Well.
They live forever. High Fidelity and Grosse Point Blank. John Cusack has a very good knack of having awesome music. He's real big on music and good stuff, too. High Fidelity, of course, lists that he goes through. Of course, they have to do with girlfriends or breakups or whatever. However, he makes his list and his album collections, and it's amazing. And I'm a little biased because one of my best friends is in the movie. My buddy Coob. He was a bouncer at the Double Door, so when they filmed the scene at the end, he's a giant man clapping behind him with a stupid look on his face.
Oh.
I hope he hears this.
Really? Will you send it to him?
He's like, well, he used to be, 6'3", 300 pounds. Like, he was a big dude.
He's not 6'3" anymore?
He's still 6'3". He's not 300 pounds anymore. Either way, I always love talking shit to him because he's a big teddy bear, and I adore him. Side point. So I'm a little biased, but that is a great movie anyways. The soundtrack for that, you got Lou Reed, Velvet Underground. I was just listening to all these yesterday. I have so much music in my head now that I've been rocking out to. Grosse Point Blank, of course, has got a good soundtrack about reunions and some obscure 80s stuff because she runs that little radio station in town.
It's been a while.
It's got like the specials, Mirror in the Bathroom. Was it that? Not Meat Beat Manifesto. Shit. Maybe it was. Meat Beat Manifesto. I can't remember.
I can't breathe.
Curses. And then, sorry, I got sidetracked. All right, we're going to move on to some newer-ish stuff. Matrix. Any one of the Matrix soundtracks. Any one of them.
I think I still have the Animatrix.
They had what? Rob Zombie and Manson and a lot of electronica stuff. And, well, they were all pretty much electronic mixes of stuff.
Yeah.
Propeller Heads, I remember I heard them from them out of there.
Like Crystal Method was...
Yeah. The movie Go. You ever watch the movie Go? Came out 97, I think it was, about these kids going to Vegas or something. They steal a car. I don't know what it is.
No. Maybe parts of.
Yeah. Anyways, it's got a decent... Fatboy Slim is on it and stuff like that. A bunch of 90s electronica and other stuff. Oh my God.
Is that one of them that's like the... kind of like the same or different perspectives of the same events?
I'm pretty sure. It's been a while since I've seen it.
There's like 3 or 4 different stories that
intertangle together. Yeah, it was. They did a lot of that in the 90s. That like weird storytelling.
Like the Way of the Gun.
Tales from the Hood.
Right?
Yeah, right? That's got some good stuff on it.
Yes, it does.
John Wick movies are pretty rad. There's a lot of good electronic on those. A lot of newer stuff. A lot of stuff I've been listening to.
The action sequence.
Yeah, right? All of it. It's all action sequence. Suicide Squad, the first
dance.
One. Yeah. Yeah. The first Suicide Squad had a lot of good stuff on it.
Yeah.
You had some Skrillex, and then you had, 21 Pilots, and I think it was a mixed bag of things.
I don't remember. I've only watched that one a couple of times.
Yeah. And the newer one, I don't remember if it had any decent music to it. I figured James Gunn had part of it, so probably had something decent. I just don't... It's not sticking to me right now. Somebody said Girl with the Dragon Tattoos has a really good soundtrack. You ever watch that series? It
was Daniel Craig in one of them.
He was in one of them, but it's about this. I think it's the same girl in most. I think she's an assassin or something, or based on a book series, right? Yeah, based on a book series. Again, I'm fairly clueless, but it made the list, and you know what? I'm gonna look. Why am I not looking? I'll look and tell us what's on it.
Are we through the list yet?
No, not even close.
Oh, shit.
Come on, what you guys should do?
Are you on page 2?
And now, page 2.
Dumb and Dumber. Dazed and Confused was a very...
Dumb and Dumber has got a couple on it. It's like The Mask. Those have got some guilty pleasures on there.
As we all should.
This stupid thing's going to take forever to load. You kidding me? So dumb. Well, there's something important that I'm forgetting. Oh, I put on here, obviously, Shoresy and Letterkenny, which led me down quite a few rabbit holes of weird music. Some weird Canadian artists and some other electronica stuff and some really good things. Like, I found all kinds of great music.
Really?
With those 2 series alone. Which I've never seen, like, a series incorporate as well as they do. Like, consistently. Like, it's fantastic. And the chunks they use. Friday's on here. Because that's got a good soundtrack.
It sure did.
Shaun of the Dead has got some good hits on it. It's got, what's that? Oh, White Lines. That song, White Lines.
Maximum Overdrive.
Maximum Overdrive's great. It's got, led by AC/DC. Who Made Who? Such a good song. Dark Shadows, the newer one with Johnny Depp.
The Great Rock and Roll Swindle?
Yeah, that's the Sex Pistols one. The Great Rock and Roll Swindle.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Wall, Pink Floyd's The Wall, because that is just, such a devastatingly long, amazing, thought-provoking movie. It's deep. And the soundtrack is just, it goes so up. Absolutely.
Thought maneuvering.
No, that too. It does a lot of things with thoughts. Big Lebowski.
Yeah.
House of Flying Daggers, which I don't know much of the music off that. The movie's good. It's a lot of high-flying kung fu. You know what I mean? Swordplay in trees, stuff like that.
Yep.
The Watchmen, movies and series, because the series had music by Nine Inch Nails. Well, Atticus Ross, and Trent Reznor.
I know it was Trent Reznor.
And Atticus, somebody. There's a little partner in music over there. 8 Mile, because you get a bunch of Eminem music. Clockwork Orange is wild. You watch that?
Yeah.
Roddy McDowell?
The Milk Bars.
Oh, the Milk Bar, yeah. If you've got the Yabos.
Friggin',
I haven't watched that in years, but...
Who is it? Douglas? No.
McDowell's in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
McDowell.
Yeah.
Malcolm McDowell?
Malcolm McDowell. Yeah, because he was in Tank Girl, too.
That devilish friggin'...
And he showed up in so many things. Yeah, where he's... Well,
he's a bad guy in the first Star Trek Next Gen movie. Generations. That came out in 94.
He's been a bad guy in a lot of things. I've watched a lot of B-rate movies where he just pops in to do...
It came out at the same time as...
His weird British, I'm an evil prick thing and then disappear. Almost Famous has got some good stuff. Remember Almost Famous?
Yes,
about the Rolling Stone?
It's very long.
It is. Longer than it needs to be. But it's good. It is a good movie. That's why I got the music. 28 Days Later, that's got some good... Even the score itself has some good stuff on it.
Yeah.
That In the House and a Heartbeat. That stuff will stick with you, too. Oh, my God, there's so much stuff I'm missing on here. That just wasn't... There's one I was trying to remember that I can't believe we didn't put it on here. That's not on here.
That's probably on one of the other pages?
No, it's on the missing chunks that are underneath this right here. It's fine.
Oh, the stuff that's down here?
Yeah, whatever would be below The Matrix and John Wick. There was more. And then I had other notes to remind me.
So is this set up in any particular style?
No. Which, had I gone back over it, I probably would have listed, categorized. I probably would have went 80s, 90s, and then newer film soundtracks.
You just told me that you did that, and yet you forgot it, because you don't have it. You did forget it.
I did forget it.
So you could have just,
I forgot the last half. I mean, we could have winged it and easily talked about a bunch of good movies and stuff and soundtracks.
Big chill.
Yeah, it's a movie about a funeral.
Oh.
And friends.
Yeah, some of these I don't.
Opens with Can't Always Get What You Want by the Stones.
Oh.
I remember it vividly because my mom used to watch it. And, again, the soundtrack. The woman who taught me soundtracks. So, yeah. I don't have much else more unless you want to add some more something. Unless you've seen a movie that you think I haven't discussed. I've watched a lot of movies.
Well, you have all these band artists, I guess, back in the 90s that would write a song just for the soundtrack.
Oh, the Beavis and Butthead Experience.
Oh, yeah, that was good. Because, remember, Vanilla Ice wrote the song to be on the Ninja Turtles 2 soundtrack.
That's right. Secret of the Ooze.
In the friggin', in the fucking movie, too.
Yep.
That fucking guy.
The Ninja rap.
Yes. Go Ninja, go Ninja.
I didn't even put that on my list. See there? That's what I'm talking about. This is supposed to spark and inspire people to go, holy shit, I haven't seen that movie. How have we not
mentioned Purple Rain?
Purple Rain. See, I wasn't sure. There was also under the... there was another one.
What came first, movie or album? It's the same. In that case. It's not like Bohemian Rhapsody where they can have all the songs they sing in the movie on a friggin' album. You're like, well, they're still just original recordings. Or, band recordings.
Yeah, I think that goes either way with that one. That's why I didn't put it on my list, because I wasn't even sure.
Prince, I feel, is, at least Purple Rain.
I knew it as an album. Like Michael Jackson's Thriller is technically a short movie.
That's just the one song.
But it's technically a short movie. So, does that count as a soundtrack? I mean...
No.
Okay.
Because
soundtrack to a short movie?
Cannot buy that at that time separately as a soundtrack.
I mean, you could buy the single.
Sure. It's a single.
I wonder if it's say...
But like, Purple Rain,
if there's anybody out there who has Thriller on single, a single of Thriller, see if it says soundtrack.
It don't. I'm sure it don't.
Original soundtrack to the short film Thriller. That's my thought process.
Because back then,
and again, I didn't add a lot of cartoon stuff because I had Space Ghost Musical Barbecue, Space Ghost Coast to Coast, or Space Ghost Musical Barbecue. I had the Ren and Stimpy one. I had that Saturday Morning Cartoons album in the 90s, but that was all theme songs. So again, we're gonna have to do a show with theme songs. Some of our favorite, some of the top theme songs, some of the best ones that we've heard. And there's a few out there. There's like a few theme songs that stick with me. Fuck, there's a few jingles of commercials from resonate from late 70s and 80s. Sometimes.
Right.
Because my brain's broken. People's brains shouldn't be like that.
I just blame marijuana.
I can't even blame that. It's not his fault.
Why not?
It's not fair. Maybe I'm just kind of dumb sometimes.
Okay. Well, I know I'm dumb a lot. So
you sound sniffly now. I don't like it.
Yeah.
All right.
It's yeah.
So
but
that's
I did mow the lawn. So
that's our soundtrack talk for today.
And I was in a pool with Alex.
I just wanted to talk about soundtracks because there's so many good ones, and I was up late listening to them and writing the list, and it felt like something fun to talk about.
It was.
And now I want to watch most of these movies.
Well, good luck with that.
I'm going to see if I can find some of them.
I mean, it looks like something you could do today.
Well, it also reminded me of some movies I really haven't watched in a long time, and I don't remember the plots to. Or most of the characters, and I'd be surprised who I'd find in most of them. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because there's some times, even when I'm watching weird Mystery Science Theater movies or riff tracks or something, where they're like, I'm like, hey, that guy. I know that guy. And then I have to IMDb stuff and rabbit hole. I miss half of the movie because I'm just digging on the internet and see who. Hey, this guy was also in this.
You're missing half the movie with the older episodes anyway.
Yes, that is true.
So.
That is true. Cut out a lot. We forgot to say thanks and that we love certain friends of ours.
We have friends?
We do. We have a bunch of them. We have Tardy's Collector's Corner here in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
And their sister store.
And their sister store in Allegan, Tardy's Underground. Either way, Tardy's, as a family, they're amazing and we love them. Their toys are great. The comics are great. They're great. I think that's it. That covers them. Pucks, hard ciders.
Yay.
They are delicious and delectable. The tap house is open. I believe they got slushies on this summer. All kinds of delicious stuff. New flavors all the time, especially down the tap house. The percentage of volume ranges on the ABV, if you know what I'm saying.
Okay. I don't know what you're saying, but
okay.
I haven't found one that I really don't like.
Right.
So,
well, some are a higher percentage than others as far as
like those
the
better.
By alcohol by volume. Yes, but when you have the tap house, they get some nice special ones that they do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I noticed
some that have been in a barrel for a while, or they'll unveil something.
I noticed they were posting something about some beet.
Beets
cider?
and carrots. Yeah, I don't remember what they're calling it. Yeah, something with beets. I'll have to check it out. That's all I can say.
Like killer tofu beets?
Swing by the tap house. Find them at any of your fine liquor stores throughout Michigan and some in Chicago. Aside from that, if you're outside of town, I don't know, come visit.
Oh my God, I actually just saw them in a store the other day.
Yeah, me too.
They didn't expect.
I was over on Alpine, at that liquor store in Alpine, by Meyer, between Ann Street and...
I was in the liquor store further up Alpine.
Oh.
By
Party World?
By Olga's? No, not Party World.
Oh, that new one they got over there. By
Cloud 9 or whatever?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's a pretty nice place. It's big in there.
Yeah.
It's huge. High ceilings. But yeah, no, they got into a lot of places. So, who else am I forgetting? Congrats to them.
The break room therapy.
Break room therapy. They're getting all kinds of accolades. Even Big Gretch said, "Hey, you guys are awesome for helping people with their mental fitness and just being able to break all kinds of cool shit." I still have a TV at my house that I have to get to you somehow. That doesn't work. If you're listening, but break room therapy. Them and Pucks were up for Best of the West.
Oh.
And I don't know if the judging is stopped or when they're going to release all that information, but
we need to be on that more. See, if last show we would have remembered to do this.
I know we got some people to go vote or whatever, but no, I'm proud of them either way.
Absolutely,
that's great.
Fantastic.
And I'm hopefully, break room therapy as an attraction on the west side, and then Pucks as a new place to drink
on the east side.
Yeah, on the east side. No.
Oh, you said the west.
Well, we're on the west coast.
What?
It's the best of the west.
Oh.
We're West Michigan.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, where are you? Where's your compass?
I'm in space, bro.
Get your compass.
I am so far launched right now.
Adaptive PC Solutions?
Adaptive PC Solutions.
For all your adapted...
Downtown-ish Jenison. I don't even know where downtown Jenison is. It's right behind Chowhound in front of Jenison Meyer.
Okay. Yeah, because Jenison is spaced weird.
Yeah, like
it is.
Is it down further down, Baldwin? Is that downtown?
I don't
Jenison?
know. I don't know. Or is it more towards Chicago Drive?
Yeah, like I think of that fire right there as Jenison.
A starting point.
And the post office is right there.
Right. So that would be your hub, you'd think. Yeah, I don't know how Jenison works. But either way, they're homed in Jenison. So if you have any technical needs that you need fixed.
We can do a lot of remote work, too.
Perfect. So, that's great.
Who am I forgetting?
I don't know.
No, I think that's it.
I think that's it, too.
Yeah, that's it.
That's our people's.
Wake and Bake AmericaShow.com.
AmericaShow.com.
Listen to our other podcasts from other people's.
Yeah, because we got a lot of them on there and a lot of friends and stuff. And I've been talking to a few of them online because we would like to we'd like to cross-pollinate our shows if we can.
That's going to suck up my nose. Holy shit.
Yeah. So what was it? It was AEW. I don't know. I said AEW, but
he wants to do some wrestling talk.
Wrestling talk, Blunt Football Talk. Our friends, I know them on Instagram as Blunt Football Talk.
Yeah,
and our friends at Wake and Bake, and then they said,
yeah, it's all trade.
If we can get newbie and the doobie involved, and some other ones, we'll have them. Here's what I'm thinking. We go through like almost like a pay-per-view, okay, for all these titles, okay? You have the championship title, you have tag team titles, hardcore title. We can put in the international, European, you know what I mean? Put in all these titles, and then we can, each show, I guess, could pick a stable of who we think would be tops in these categories. And then we just have these discuss. I'm not sure yet. Bracket form. We either you and I each pick some, and then we. I'm not sure.
Well, are we like talking goats?
Whoever, underdog, whatever you think. Like you got to be able to back up your decision. Like we're gonna have to conversate, and we're gonna have to try and and then we'll do polls. I guess try to see who.
Okay.
Who I'm not sure. I'm not that guy. I don't know. That's why I'm saying Blunt Football Talk. They probably know about brackets and like fantasy football things and stuff of that nature, right?
Okay.
I could presume.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. I don't either.
I'm fairly
I'm just thinking,
inept.
like, what are you talking about fantasy wrestling? Like, that doesn't...
That's a thing. I'm pretty sure that's a thing. So we're going to kind of do something like that.
How?
I don't know.
How do you...
Here's where I'm at. So, hence my dilemma.
It's like what?
Okay. So I've been working out some things. I'll figure it out. I'll hash out details.
Okay.
Or I'll get help. I might outsource.
Help could be good.
Outsourcing is probably the route I'm going to go. So, thanks to whoever comes forward currently. Aside from that,
somebody come forward, please.
Somebody come forward.
He needs the help.
We still got upcoming shows besides that. I do want to have fun. That way we can just talk to some friends. But besides that, not each other.
Oh.
No, I love you.
Multiple friends.
You know, we have great conversation, but I would love to have others in the fold.
Yeah.
And tell them why their opinions are wrong. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that. I will respect your wrestling decisions.
No, don't do that.
I know. I'm not going to talk trash.
Steve Austin wouldn't do that.
I know. Stone Cold, hell no.
Early Rock wouldn't do. Well, actually,
I'm not going to.
Prime Rock would do that.
If I don't know the premise yet, I can't talk trash about the situation. So I'm going to put that on hold. But there will be some trash. Okay. You know what? We're going to have to. I think we should probably do like. I
think we should kidnap Joe.
Best manager. Also, maybe. Oh. See, now my wheels are turning.
I think we should kidnap Joe for that.
We should. He got a hold of me not too long ago. He's been talking about wanting to play some wrestling video game that's coming out. It's like an old school wrestling. It's almost like N64 wrestling, but it's AEW or something like that. Has some new game coming out.
Oh,
and I'm down for it.
That's pretty new. So
it is, but they got some new game that's kind of like the old school N64 ones that we used to WrestleMania 2000. All the ones we used to play.
Yeah.
So I'm of course I'm interested in that. Right. And I'm already playing the WWE 2K something in my off time because I like to stay fresh. So
of course,
you can't stay champion if you don't do the work.
Yeah,
I do the work. I'm a multi-championship holder currently. So,
when was the last time you played though?
Oh, it was like a week ago.
Oh,
like that's no joke. I actually didn't play that game often. I got to keep my streak going, man.
All right. There you go.
I'm a dominating force in the industry. They just don't know. I've always thought I would make a good wrestling manager, like that guy who comes out and hypes up the guy or just talks shit. Maybe hit somebody with a chair every now and again. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Slide into the ring under the
just Dillinger. Rope. I come out to some punk rock music and I'm just like, hey, this guy's terrible, and make fun of his name or something. You know what I mean? Just typical.
Well, like realistically,
yeah.
You'd probably make a decent wrestler, honestly. You would have had different weight, though.
It'd be hard. I'm hard to catch. I'm wiry.
Exactly. And really happy. You just got to learn how to take the falls.
I've taken plenty of hits in my life. It's fine. I'm just getting older, and I hurt
now.
Dude, I hurt from making T-shirts. So.
Dude, I hurt from getting up in the morning.
Right. So, yeah, I want to be a wrestler. What a good idea.
No, not now.
I just want to be the hype guy who comes out and I just want to have fun. In different cities and talk shit to wrestlers. That's a weird thing I have.
You can just go to different cities and.
Why do I talk shit to people bigger than me?
Because you're wiry.
It's not like I'm attempting to fight them. Like I try to do it jovial. Like I try to make it entertaining, so they don't want to throttle me. Like most of my friends are bigger than I am.
Right. Yeah.
It's weird. That's a weird thing. I never thought about that.
Except Andy.
I'm going to talk to my therapist. I don't have one.
He's smaller than you.
Well, Andy.
He's probably about the same body mass, though.
Yeah, but he's just short. Yeah, that's his drawback. Yeah, that's it. And I guess, hey, thanks to you.
Me?
Yeah.
Why me?
I don't know, because you're here. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate you.
Aw, I feel appreciated.
We'll talk soon.
Yeah.
We'll get some content on the interwebs and stuff like that.
Hopefully get some interaction for you fine folks.
Yeah, you guys chime into everything.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, just hit that little button right down there in the corner. Does that only work on YouTube's?
I'm not sure.
Damn it.
But speaking of YouTube's, we're going to be opening back up the old Storytime YouTube stream, at least, for hopefully this, if it pans out right.
If it pans out right. Well, we're gonna bury Storytime properly.
Soon enough.
Things need to die. So that being said,
It doesn't necessarily need to die. It's just the idea is a nice farewell.
A fond farewell.
Goodbye isn't always death.
That's true, unless it's a Viking funeral. Hard to come back from one of those.
Shit.
Yeah. Anyways, we'll discuss that. We'll let you guys know. We'll have more content, I promise. All right?
We'll need some pallets.
Oh, I got pallets. Don't worry.
All right, guys. I'm Chuck.
I'm Dillinger.
And this is Control Alt Throw Against Wall. Good night, everybody.
Ciao. I gotta find that song now. That soundtrack's gonna bother the shit out of me.
File's done. Goodbye.